Yes, yes, yes. What's happening? How are we doing? Happy Wednesday. Hope you're good. Hope you're getting back into routine after Easter, the long weekend. I think there's something like 3 bank holidays in May, so you've got something to look forward to anyway. So we're going to talk about self-pride or having pride in ourselves. Why we don't feel it, how we can feel it, things stopping us from feeling it. And that's what I want to go through in today's show with you guys so that you get a good idea. Let me just turn the screen around so you are not seeing things backwards. Okay, so let's get into it. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. And if you are coming through, then please do let me know either by hitting the love heart button or just hit the love heart button. It just allows me to know that you're tinkering in, you're watching. And comment down below. And the reason that I ask people to comment is so that we can have engagement. If I was doing a seminar or I was doing a workshop, I'd be able to get some idea about engagement in the room and people listening and talking. So what I want you to do in the comments is tell me if you are proud of yourself. Do you feel self-pride, or is it something that you struggle with in your life? Do you struggle to feel proud of yourself? Is basically what we're getting at. Okay. So, the most proudest day of my life, there are two in theory. Number one is becoming a parent. Being really proud about having this beautiful young creature. This beautiful young child come into the world. I've had the privilege of being a father 4 times. So feel proud every time to bring a brand new human being into the world, right? Something is very special about it. But why do we feel proud about having a kid? Like, usually we look at pride as something we have when we have an achievement, right? So like running 100 miles, or my second thing is becoming a Royal Marine. Okay, really proud that I've built myself up and I've done something with my life. And I think being proud of whether you're having a child, or being a father, or being proud to be married to a wonderful woman or man, or being a father for the first time, it brings elation to ourselves that I feel like, man, look at what I've created. Look at what I've achieved. Look at everything I've gone through, and look at the beauty of what the outcome is. And some things are as simple as, well, you kind of think to yourself, well, I didn't really do anything but have sex, and 9 months later I'm really proud of myself for having this baby. But actually, if you think about the change in you over a 9-month period of supporting your wife, of still working, of worry, of getting through it, of embracing your emotions, of going through the whole scenario of having a baby, and then the baby's being born, you're like, man, we did it together. We can be proud together. I think about me passing out as a Royal Marine, 32 weeks of pure and utter beastings and hell. And man, we come through out the other side and we're like, man, look what I achieved, right? Look what I achieved. Look, I've got my green lid, I've got Royal Marine flashes, I'm proud to be in the best fighting force on the planet. So let's have a look at a couple of things in everyday life. It's good to feel what I would call quietly proud of ourselves constantly, where we just kind of like, I don't get to the end of the day and go, man, I am proud of the day's work that I just did. But I think that every now and then it's important to recognise self-pride, something that I can't really give men or women, and I think this is important to understand that it comes from both. Something I can't give you is the ability to be proud. You have to be proud yourself. You have to see it. You have to see the matrix yourself. You have to do the work to then be proud, right? So when I look at this is achievement. So achievement then equals no pride. So why do we not feel pride sometimes when we're achieving things? And there are 3 key elements to that. Number 1 is your expectations. So whatever this achievement is, you will look at it and go, that's not good enough. Who here does that? So if you do that, just hit like the blue thumb button for me, or comment below saying, yep, that's me. So whatever you do, it just never seems good enough. And that's usually because your expectations are so high. So because you don't feel like it's good enough, you don't feel proud of yourself. So you don't recognise the achievement. You go, yeah, it's great. Man, you run a marathon. Yeah, but it took 4 hours and 1 minute, and I wanted to do it in 4 hours. So, you know, I'm not really proud of myself. And you're just like, do you want to be punched in the face? Like, second one is comparison. Yeah, but I achieved this, but it's not quite what John did, or Sally did, or Mark did. What Mark did was much better. So, you know, I don't recognise the self-pride in myself because, you know, they did better. And then suddenly you've got this great big wall, or this rule where we suddenly go, well, they're doing better than me. They're doing better than me, so I'm just not proud of myself. Again, blinding your achievement, okay? Ridiculous, isn't it? When I talk about this out loud, you're like, this is like ridiculous. It's like saying your baby's better looking than mine, so like, I'm not really proud to have a baby, right? And then it's the story that you tell yourself. It's the story that you tell yourself. And what I mean by that is the narrative where you won't allow yourself to be proud of your achievement. Oh, yeah, you know. It's the male thing. It's the male ego chimp. Oh, yeah, you know, it's all right. Yeah. Like, shut up. Like, if you're achieving and you're doing stuff, like, be proud of yourself, man. Pat yourself on the back. Stop beating yourself up. You might as well stand there and start pounding your own face with your fist. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, when we look at this achievement, any achievement, micro level achievements, yeah, man, I smashed that. Like, I'm trying to smash my morning routine. I'm quite proud of myself for doing that. Great. Man, I'm going to the gym 3 times a week, 3 20-minute sessions a week, okay? Or 4 1-hour sessions a week. Or I'm training to do a half marathon. I'm damn proud of myself and where I've come from, okay? So then the other thing is if we're not achieving, there is no pride, okay? This is a problem. So this here is where a lot of people get to, right? This is where a lot of people are. They're not like necessarily achieving because they're in this cycle of chaos, frustration and anxiety, going round and round in circles on a Groundhog Day mentality, always promising action but never really delivering. So, of course, there's no pride. There's nothing to be proud of. It's like turning around and like not having a baby. You can't be proud of having a baby if you haven't had one. Do you know what I mean? You can't be proud of being a Royal Marine if you never finished training, you know. So this is where you have to ask yourself, what we're going to do about that. Okay, and this is where you have to do something for you. So if you don't achieve and there is no pride, what are you going to do about that? So like what we obviously basically need to start doing stuff for ourselves. But the problem is that a lot of people think it's got to be a monumental action to suddenly start feeling proud of yourself. When it can be like, actually, if you're in this scenario here and you're not achieving because actually your workload's too much, because you've got your work-life balance out the way, because you're low on confidence, because you're this or you're that or the other. The achievement comes in terms of going, I'm going to set my alarm clock tomorrow at 6 o'clock, and then I'm going to get up, and then I'm going to get out, and I'm going to go for a walk. That's something to be proud of. Breaking the cycle. Be proud of yourself for going down from 20 fags to 5 fags. Be proud of yourself for only drinking on a Friday night rather than every night. Be proud of yourself for going to bed at 9 o'clock. Like, these are micro 1% wins there where we build, like, pride. And it's like everything. They build layers. So what we start doing is build lots of little layers that stack up. If you look at each one of those lines, it's a micro element of pride, self-pride, self-respect for yourself. That builds up in layers. And some people who are really confident and really proud of themselves will have a lot of stacks here, because they're working on themselves. And as soon as something doesn't go our way and we start feeling sorry for ourselves, that's when pride just like topples over. Okay, You should always, whenever you get to a point where you don't feel like you're progressing and you're on this journey here, always step back and go, look at what you've achieved. Look at who you used to be. Look at what you used to do. Look at what you used to say. Look at how you used to react. And then suddenly you go, wow, God, man, look how far I've come. I am pretty proud of myself for how far I've come. Okay. Cool. All right. Does that help? So listen, if you don't work with us and you would like to, like start building this up and start building this layer up and start achieving again and doing it within accountability and support and structural, then come and join us. Our Elite 28. We've got like 5 spaces left. The link and details are up here. What I'd love for you to do as part of your own self-reflection is in the comments, leave your number 1 takeaway. Okay, you leave your number 1 takeaway that you've got from this. If you're on the podcast and you're listening, you can email me at boardmanjames.com and tell me what that is. See you Friday.